What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys some huge spoilers for the Boruto anime. So in this video we are going to be covering spoilers for episodes 288 to 290. So shout out to Organic Dinosaur for getting us all of these summaries for these episodes, and I have not looked at them at all yet, so I'll be reacting to them with you guys, and I'm also going to try seeing where the episodes match up with their manga counterparts. So we'll be talking about that first, and then towards the end of the video, I'm going to be talking about the animation staff on the episode as well, if you're interested in that. But let's start this up. Organic Dinosaur, thank you for this. So, episode 288 is titled Captive Slaves, and it's going to be airing on February the 19th. Episode 289 is titled Capabilities, and it's going to be airing on February the 26th. And then episode 290 is titled Signs, and it's going to be airing on March 5th. So, let's have a look at these summaries. I may need to open this in another tab to zoom in for you guys. Here we go. Much better. Okay, so 288, Captive Slaves, airing again on February the 19th. It says, in order to get stronger and to be able to compete against Code, Boruto decides to invite Kawaki along to work hard in a training session together with Uchiha Sarada and Mitsuki. However, Kawaki gets impatient and wants to get stronger as soon as possible. And so, Kawaki gets into a fight with Boruto and the others over their training plans. Meanwhile, Code is at a facility that is home to Boro's religious organization. There, Code awakens Ada, someone who was built by Amado, who was a top executive in Kara and also the former head of the research and development department for its engineering division. Ada has been bestowed with the abilities of the Senrigan. However, Ada possesses yet another ability that places everyone else at her mercy. So, it seems like episode 288 is going to be adapting more than one manga chapter, I believe. And if memory serves right, I do believe that episode 287 should be covering 55's ending and maybe some of 56, perhaps all of it. But this episode, this episode is going to be covering, I believe, chapters 57 and 58, or at least parts of both of those chapters, because I do remember chapter 57 being the introduction of Ada or Ida, and I think 58 may have been the episode where they did the training in the manga. But we're definitely in that realm. So, moving on. Episode 289, Capabilities, airing on February 26th. It says, Kawaki has lost some of his powers ever since his karma vanished. With the ways things are proceeding right now, Kawaki feels anxious about not being able to protect Naruto and Konoha Village. Amado seems to be able to see straight through Kawaki's mind and into the true nature of his heart. With Kawaki in that state of mind, Amado says something to provoke him. Amado's assistant, Kake Sumire, happened to be present together with them at that time. Sumire seems to be stricken with uneasiness, thinking that Amado might be scheming something. Meanwhile, Code has decided to join forces with Ada in order to carry out his revenge. Ada then introduces a certain person to Code, another ally for them. So, this should be taking us more in that realm of that 58 to 60 for the manga chapters now, so they really are pacing this fairly quick. But I mean, generally, even for weekly manga, an anime would adapt maybe 2 to 3 chapters every time, and Boruto is a monthly manga, so normally the content it has in 1 month's chapter is equal to 2 weekly chapters. So the fact that they're doing about 1 to 2 chapters worth of content throughout these episodes is interesting pacing, in my opinion. They might be going a little bit too quick, because that would be equal to maybe 4 weekly chapters, maybe 3 if they do like a chapter and a half. But it does seem like we are in that chapter 58 to 60 range. And let's move on to 290 and see what that's going to adapt. So episode is titled Signs, and it's going to be airing on March 5th. It says, since Boruto and Kawaki's lives are in danger, having been threatened by Code, they have both been assigned guards and put under surveillance. Day after day, the guards continue to observe Boruto and Kawaki. Boruto eventually becomes fed up with the situation. Then Kawaki hears something from Nara Shikadai and Yamanaka Inojin. Through that conversation, Kawaki comes up with a method to slip past both the watch of the surveillance guards and the village's sensory system. And so Kawaki begins mobilizing in order to protect Naruto and Konoha Village. Even though Naruto possesses exceptional abilities in perception, and despite the capabilities of the village's sensory team, both become unaware of Kawaki's actions. But for some reason, only Boruto, via a mysterious intuition, seems to be able to pick up on Kawaki's movements. So, I don't know exactly where this will take us to. I know that this content is from chapter 61 or chapter 60, maybe a little bit of both, but it seems like episode 290 is going to take us all the way to at least chapter 61, at least some of it, if not all of it, and maybe even a little bit into 62, because chapter 62 is where we have the run-in with Code. So, I'm not sure, you guys will have to correct me on this, but maybe at the end of 61 is where the run-in with Code happens at the end of the chapter, and 62's part of the action, or it's 62's ending where he runs into Code at the end of the chapter. But it is one of the two, so at the most, episode 290 is going to take us a little bit into chapter 62, but most likely it's going to be in that 61-62 realm. No, nothing further than that, but that is still interesting because starting up over here at 288, we're going to be on chapter 56, or 57, and that means that they're going to be adapting a solid maybe 5-6-ish chapters in 3 episodes. So it does seem like they are pushing that pace forward. And I think that episode 287 is going to be covering chapters 55's ending and chapter 56. So we're going to go from chapter 55 all the way to chapter 61's end, or somewhat into chapter 62 in a span of 4 episodes. Let me know what you guys think of that pacing. Me personally, I'm going to have to see the episodes for themselves to see how they actually end up pacing this, because they could really end up pacing this really, really well. Or it could be feeling a little bit rushed, kind of like the Sasuke Retsuden in the anime. So hopefully they do it justice, and hopefully they don't skip over any scenes, and that's all we can really hope for. Hopefully it's animated nice and all too. Speaking of which, let me cut over now to the animation staff if you guys are interested in that. So shout out over here to Anime Blue for this. So we are gonna be having a few big names here that I want to notice. Is that if you look, there's Masayuki Kuda, who I believe is a big director name in the whole Boruto anime, and to see him on these episodes is a good sign already to begin with, just because he is someone that if you see him involved, you can expect, at least a solid episode. And if we're going down over here to look at the studio, it's G-Woo Animation. Also, another thing to note there, the writer, Masaya Honda, He has wrote some of the best anime canon stuff that Boruto has offered, so it's good to see that he's still going to be handling the script here. So he will be deciding a little bit more so of like what scenes they're going to show and what kind of dialogue to write from there. He is definitely going to be involved in that process. But Jiwoo Animation, one of their more solid outsourced studios, obviously not the main studio, but it still gets the job done, so it should be a solid episode. Moving on to 288, Hanjin Animation. If you notice, unfortunately, Honda is not writing this one, but it should still be fine because they're adapting from the manga. But if you look, we still have the same director, which is a good sign. Hanjin Animation is one of the weaker studios, at least in comparison to Jiwoo Animation. But I still don't think that they would drop the ball, really, with these manga canon episodes. I really expect even the worst ones to just look okay. So this might fall under that category. And, I mean, to be honest, if there are episodes that don't have, a lot of crazy action and they don't need crazy visuals for like a backstory or anything like that, maybe they could get away with something like this. 289, big names right here. So first off, Honda's writing it, which is great. Got the same director again, which is also great. But a big thing to notice is Ichiro Uno. He is someone that's around on a lot of the big episodes where you will see some really, really nice art. For example, you can go back to Kawaki's backstory, which I think is episode 192, and you can look at what he did there. There was also the anime canon arc that happened last year, the Funato clan arc. If you ever saw any nice looking art episodes, most of the time he was in charge of that. So 289 is sounding great just because of that. Studio Mouse isn't one of their main studios, another outsourced studio. So I don't know how the animation will be, but if there's, let's say, a backstory in episode 289, we will definitely be getting some crazy good looking art at least. So I think 289 to me, along with 287, are sounding the best so far. 290, we got Masaya Honda writing, which is great, and then we also have Jiwoo Animation doing episode 290, which is probably going to be solid because this is going to be the episode that leads into a big fight, and I think that big fight will end up starting in episode 291, the way they're pacing it. But that's the info for the animation staff. I really, really hope that they do this manga canon justice, just because last year was pretty rough for the Boruto anime, especially on the visual end. Aside from the moments when there would be good art in some of the episodes, we didn't really get too much super nice animation throughout the year consistently. So hopefully they're going to give the manga canon the love it deserves, and hopefully everything goes smooth. But that's going to wrap up this video. Let me know what you thought of the spoilers in the comments below, and let me know if you guys are excited to see the code arc in the Boruto anime. And also let me know what you guys think episode 290 is going to end at for chapter wise, if it's 61 or 62. But yeah, that should wrap up this one. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.